Good morning, happy Saturday. I'm obsessed with talking with my hands, so I had to prop my phone up on a tripod. Today is check-in day, so I wanted to show you guys what I'm looking like. I will be doing this weekly, and I think it's a great way to hold myself accountable. If you aren't taking videos or photos throughout your fitness journey, I highly recommend that you do it. I know it can feel extremely intimidating, like I'm nervous to do it and post it on here now, especially when you know you're working towards a goal and like you're not maybe there yet, but it's really hard to only rely on like one variable when thinking about like whether or not you're losing body fat, gaining muscle, or just like recomping in general. Photos are so helpful, videos are so helpful, and you also don't have to share them with anybody else. Like that could be private to you, but I also think it's a really important piece when it comes to being honest with yourself, with how you're looking. And I oftentimes find that some people kind of veer away from doing that because they actually don't want to know. I'm just trying to leverage different variables to understand like what might be happening with your body. And in order to make change, the first step is being honest with yourself. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys, show you what I'm looking like. At the end of this video, I will go in a little bit more detail on, how I tracked my activity this week, what I did. But yeah, I'm nervous too, right? Like we're doing this together, so. Hey, so this is me. I am wearing shorts because I'm not sure what TikTok deems as appropriate or not, but you get the idea. So this is what I'm looking like 1 week in. Anyways, there you have it. Okay, so that wasn't so bad. I actually feel like I'm definitely looking better. My skin's getting a little bit tighter. As mentioned before, I had started kind of tracking my macros and getting into the routine of writing stuff down about 2 weeks before I actually started my cut. And reason being was I just didn't want to start by failing, but I also didn't want to start by putting a bunch of pressure on myself. So that's definitely a recommendation if you're kind of interested in doing a bit of a cut or working towards a specific goal for a time period. Try easing into it for a couple of weeks, just getting yourself used to it without the mindset pressure of like having to track every single thing or having to be, extremely regimented for like this window or you're not gonna hit your goal. Just to kind of talk about the activity that I did last week, I have started doing Pilates. I really do believe that this, in addition to my strength training, is why I'm seeing really significant results, especially like in my core area or just skin texture in general. Core is something I used to flip-flop with training. I might do a couple exercises at home, but I never really took it super seriously. And since doing Pilates, I clearly am now doing core, 2 to 3 times a week, which is awesome. I'm also still strength training, 4 to 5 times per week. I'm still trying to find out like what the good balance is here, but I do believe I'll probably end up somewhere with like Pilates 3 times a week and then strength training like 4 times a week and maybe something else for activity. But let's walk through what I did this past week. Also keep in mind, I kept my food the exact same. So my food hasn't really changed. I'm trying to play with the variables of activity first because I have a huge appetite. I am in a calorie deficit. I definitely do feel hungry throughout the day, depending on what I decide to eat, if I'm like actually eating things that are gonna fuel me or not. But I'm trying to play with my activity first before I reduce food, and I definitely recommend that approach if you're a hungry person like me. Okay, so I just leverage this notebook, and every single day at the end of the day, I write down the date and I write down what I did that day, and then in the morning I'll write down where I hit for my macros or my calories. I find this much easier than trying to track it in my phone. I have like 1,000 notes that I literally never go back into. So Monday I did a push workout and then a 30-minute outside walk. Tuesday I did a pull workout, 30-minute walk outside in the morning before I started work. Full body Pilates and core in the evening. And I also did a 12-minute run or jog with like an 8-minute walk attached to that. So I know that seems like a lot, but I had some extra time and it was really nice outside. It's really just about like cramming it in where you can and getting yourself up off the couch, girl. Wednesday, I did a 30-minute walk outside, a Pilates class, and then another 30-minute walk outside in the evening with my friends, which is just more like a fun activity for me instead of us just sitting on the couch. Thursday was a full rest day. I started my period on Thursday, so technically I rested from strength training Wednesday. I did do Pilates, but I just was not feeling it Thursday. I needed to rest. My body felt inflamed, and I'm glad that I did because I woke up Friday feeling so much better and actually looking leaner. Friday I did a really hard leg day in the gym, a 20-minute walk afterwards, and that was pretty much it. And now we're here, it's Saturday, so I'm going to do an upper body workout today. I'm probably gonna jump on the Stairmaster for 15 minutes today. And then whether or not I do strength training Sunday will depend on how sore I'm feeling. But that's pretty much like what I've been doing, and that's like Pilates 2 times a week. Next week I'm trying Pilates 4 times a week. So if you're interested in seeing how I kind of look and feel after doing that, stay tuned. But if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Looking forward to sharing more of this journey with you all.